As Casey Singles said, a great day for baseball. It's really a joy to be here tonight with all of you in Coney Island for MTA night at Maimonides Park. As a lifelong resident of Queens and a lifelong Mets fan, it was a thrill to get the call about throwing out the first pitch for tonight's Cyclones game. Randy Pierce, the president of the Brooklyn Chamber of Commerce, will be catching my curveball. I'll do my best to get it over to the plate. Don't want to do a Dr. Fauci situation here. Joking aside, the Cyclones have been wonderful community partners to us at the MTA and the entire city. I want to thank Assistant GM Gary Perrone, who's here with us tonight, for all his support, and the entire Cyclones organization for their ongoing support of the MTA and the city of New York. Both the Cyclones and the Brooklyn Chamber of Commerce have been real pillars in strengthening and growing the economic vitality of the borough. As part of MTA Night, the Cyclones are also honoring several of our heroic employees who have shown tremendous dedication over the course of this grueling pandemic. I'm glad they're here tonight to get the recognition they so richly deserve. They'll be recognized and honored at the game. But right now, I want to give a shout out, an MTA hero shout out right now to Tremaine Cradle, who's a traffic checker at New York City Transit. Kingman Tam, who is a hydraulics maintainer at New York City Transit. Robert Worthy, surface line dispatcher at New York City Transit bus. And Ricky Brackett, who's assistant transit management analyst for the Department of Subways. In addition, Ricky will be singing the national anthem tonight at the game, which we're all looking forward to. I want to say that the MTA is ready to take New Yorkers wherever they need to go now that the city reopening is picking up speed, and we mean all New Yorkers. Our Chief Accessibility Officer, Quamel Arroyo, is here tonight. Thanks, Q. Thanks, Q, for all you're doing to help ensure that our agency is as inclusive as possible at this critical moment for New York. So let's give our MTA heroes and Q a round of applause. Thanks again to the Cyclones for making all this possible. I should note that the proceeds from tonight's game will benefit the New York Transit Museum. Kudos to the museum's director, Conchetta Benefic, for working with the team to make this happen. Thanks, Conchetta. I also want to thank and acknowledge our local elected officials. Assemblymember Frintas could not be here tonight, but has created commendations for honoring each of our 4 employees. And they'll be distributed. This weekend marks the unofficial start of summer, and nothing says summer like baseball on the beach. We're encouraging everyone to take the train and take the bus, the shirts that we're all wearing, and welcome back New York. The easiest way to get to Coney Island this season to enjoy baseball and the sand is MTA bus, MTA subways. You may have also seen our ad campaign for Take the Train at our stations and buses and even billboards at the station right behind us. We've all seen how folks are coming back to the office, to nightlight, and to entertainment, including live sports, including baseball. We can't wait to welcome even more customers back to the system to support this revival. Ridership has come a long way since last year. We're hitting new milestones literally every few days. Last week, we hit a post-pandemic high of 2.3 million riders on the subways. Give it up. And our buses regularly carry more than 1.2 million people a day. Give it up for buses. This is all great news, and I know the numbers will only continue to climb. I look forward to seeing more of you out in the system soon, hopefully wearing an MTA mask like the ones we're handing out tonight. Before I turn it over to my catcher for the evening, I want to acknowledge Christopher Greif, who's here from Transit Riders. Christopher is here with family and friends, and we thank him for his support. Now I'll turn it over to my catcher for the evening, Brooklyn Chamber of Commerce President Randy Pierce.
Wow, what an honor it is to be here with Pat Foy. I did hear you say you're throwing a curveball. Yes. All right, well, we're going to hold you to that. Gary, get the big catcher's mitt out just in case. Hey, everybody, I'm Randy Pierce, President and CEO of the Brooklyn Chamber of Commerce. I love Coney Island. Was here last week. Was it last week, Gary, we renamed the park, Maimonides Park? But I have to tell you, it's just really an honor to be here with you, Pat, and your entire MTA team. You know, this has been a challenging year for our constituency, which are small businesses throughout Brooklyn. 15 to 20% of our small businesses have already closed permanently. 80% have lost revenue year over year between 2019 and 2020. 85% had let go some of their employees during the pandemic year. And 33% of our businesses owe back rent. And despite these statistics, it could have been worse. But Brooklyn, as it always does, showed surprising resiliency. And part of that is because of the truly heroic, and I'm using this term very deliberately, but the truly heroic efforts of the MTA and their workforce. So give it up again for the MTA and their workforce. Think about this. Through the height of the pandemic, they still shuttled essential workers to wherever they needed to be, healthcare workers to the hospitals and to the clinics, New Yorkers to wherever they had to go to see family members and take care of business. If it wasn't for the MTA being there for New Yorkers, those statistics I said before would have been much worse. And now, more than a year later, we're reopening at a rapid pace. This is about recovery. But once again, if it isn't for the MTA, we don't have a recovery. If it isn't for the MTA, we can't reopen the boardwalk. We can't reopen Luna Park. We can't reopen Maimonides Park and have the Cyclones play once again. We lost a whole entire season last year, not just the Cyclones, but actually the amusements. And that impacted all of Coney Island and its small businesses. But today, the Cyclones are back, Coney Island is back, Nathan's is back, the boardwalk businesses are back, and New York is back once again. And I dare say the tourists are coming back too, because I see a lot of them walking around with their iPhones trying to figure out like how to get to Nathan's. So we got to do our best to direct them. We want all the tourists. So here's the deal, folks. There's no better way to get anywhere in New York City, no better way than taking MTA trains and buses. Think about a system that's been in existence for over 100 years, ahead of its time, and it's still the lifeblood of New York City and our economy. So thank you again to the MTA, thank you again to the Brooklyn Cyclones, thank you again to Coney Island, and to everybody who came out today. Appreciate it.
I want to thank Randy Pierce, first and foremost, who's led the Brooklyn Business Chamber of Commerce and helped us all get together. He united us this time around. We've worked with the MTA before in the past, but Randy, we want to thank you, Vlad, and the entire chamber. Mr. Foy, it's a pleasure meeting you, and thank you to you and your staff. The Brooklyn Cyclones is our 20th anniversary here in Coney Island. We've been up and down, back and forth. We went through so many things, and coming back and seeing the people file off the trains, coming off the buses, entering into the ballpark, gives me chills. So, as a son of an MTA worker, this is near and dear to me. So thank you all, and let's go Cyclones. Let's win. Thank you.
thanks everybody for coming. Go Cyclones.